Thank you for joining me. I've got another game for you of Lou Maoyi's. This time she's playing against this Serbian master. So he is a Fide Master, born 1953. You can see his rating there. He'd be almost 70 years old. He is from Serbia, and this game was played in Serbia back in April of last year. And of course, we have Lou Maoyi. She's now rated at 23.99. She was born in 2010, so she was 12 years old during this game. She is from China, and she doesn't have a title yet for some reason, although she does have her woman grandmaster norm. Let's go ahead and get right into the game, though. Lou Maoyi with the white pieces begins with pawn to d4. We have pawn to d5 by the Serbian master. And now Lou Maoyi plays pawn to c4, the queen's gambit. And now we have pawn to e6, which is declining the queen's gambit. So the queen's gambit declined now. We have knight to c3 by Lou Maoyi. And now pawn to c5. This is the Tarrasch defense. So pawn to c5 is the Tarrasch defense. Lou Maoyi plays c captures on d5. We have e captures on d5 by the master playing black. Lou Maoyi now develops her knight to f3. And now knight to c6 by black. Lou Maoyi captures with d captures on c5. We have pawn now to d4. And you can see this little symbol means that these are like common book moves that masters have played many times. This is a solid way to play. And Lou Maoyi moves her knight to a4, seemingly defending the pawn, but that actually doesn't work. We have bishop captures c5 by the master playing black. Lou Maoyi captures with knight captures on c5, taking the bishop. This is the best possible move, but queen to a5 check wins the knight. Lou Maoyi plays the best move in the position, just moving her queen to d2. But of course, we have queen captures knight on c5 now, and the material is even. And this position has been played before. There have been 36 master games that have gone this direction, including this one. So this is all kind of known theory at this point. Lou Maoyi now plays pawn to a3, and the master playing black plays bishop to g4, attacking Lou Maoyi's knight. We now have pawn to b4, as been played before in 4 other games. And now the Serbian master does blunder here, playing queen to b6. Instead, he should have played queen to d6, and we'll take a quick look at that variation. So instead, black should have played queen to d6, and then best for white would be to advance the pawn to b5. Bishop would capture the knight on f3. We have pawn captures or e captures on f3, and then knight back to d8 would be best for black. And this would have been a better way for black to play rather than what he played on the board. But let's go back to what happened there. So he plays queen to b6, and we continue. Lou Maoyi plays the best move in the position. She plays queen to g5 here, attacking the bishop and attacking the g7 pawn. So a fork there, really deadly move. Black plays bishop captures on f6. This is about as good as you could do here. Queen to c7 would have been a good idea as well, but we'll continue. Lou Maoyi actually blunders and plays, for some reason, pawn captures bishop on f3. I'm not sure why she would play that move. It was clearly better to play queen captures on g7, and we'll take a quick look at that now. So Lou Maoyi should have played queen captures on g7 here, of course, winning the rook. Black's best move would just be to save the bishop, playing bishop to e4 here. Queen, of course, captures rook. And now knight c to e7 would be best for black. And clearly this would have been a better way to play. Lou Maoyi being up a rook, well, being up 3 points in the position here, this would have been a much better way for Lou Maoyi to play, and her pawn structure would be in better shape. But let's go back to see what actually happened on the chessboard. So Lou Maoyi instead plays g captures on f3, and we continue. We now have knight to e7, best move that can be made in the position for black. Lou Maoyi blunders again and plays bishop to h3 here. Why she decided not to take the pawn, I'm not sure. So this was a blunder, and we'll take a look at what she should have played. So Lu Maoyi should have played queen captures pawn on g7. Rook would come to g8 would be best for black. Queen takes pawn on h7 then. And then black should play rook to d8. And this would have been a better way to play than the way that Lu Maoyi played on the chessboard. But again, we'll go ahead and continue here with what actually happened on the chessboard. So Lu Maoyi plays bishop to h3 here. And we continue. Black plays knight to g6, which is a mistake. Castling would have been a better way to go here, but we'll just go ahead and continue with what happened on the chessboard. Lu Maoyi plays pawn to f4, best possible move in the position. Queen back to d8 by black. This is a blunder. The pawn should have been pushed instead, and we'll go ahead and take a quick look at that variation now. So instead, the Serbian master should have played pawn to d3 here. We have pawn to e3 would be best for white. Castle's best for black, just getting the king safe as you really want to do in most positions. Lu Maoyi would then castle to her shattered king side there. And yeah, this would have been a far better way for black to play. And the game would have continued much longer than it did actually in the real game. But let's go back to that real game now. So we have queen to d8 by black. Lu Maoyi plays pawn to f5 here. Best move would have been instead to play rook to g1, but we'll continue with what happened on the chessboard. Black plays queen captures on g5. We have bishop captures on g5 by Lu Maoyi, and now pawn to h3 played by black. Better would have been pawn to f6 here. And we'll just take a look at that variation now. So instead, black should have played pawn to f6. We'd have pawn captures on g6, pawn captures, so h-pawn captures on g6 by black. Now, bishop back to g2 as it was hanging here. White should just go ahead and let the bishop fall with f captures on g5, and this is really ugly pawn structure. This is a pawn weakness if you don't know, but this is the best way for black to play in the position. Really terrible pawn structure, isolated pawns, tripled isolated pawns. That is disgusting. Makes me a little bit sick, actually. Ooh, gross. But let's go back to what actually happened on the chessboard. The master from Serbia plays pawn to h6. Lu Maoyi plays bishop back to d2. And now black plays knight to e5 here. Best possible move in the position. Lu Maoyi plays pawn to b5, a solid way to go. Although rook to g1, putting pressure on the g7 pawn might have been better. We now have knight back to e7 by black, and Lu Maoyi brings her rook over to c1. We have castles by black. This would have been a better move earlier in the game, but here actually a better move would be pawn to a6, but we'll continue. We have pawn to f4 by Lu Maoyi, best possible move in the position, and now knight back to d7. Again, the best possible spot for that knight. Rook now to c7, and yeah, black has a problem. How do you save that knight? This is why you always want to pay attention to loose pieces. These are both loose pieces, and loose pieces will fall off the board. And Lu Maoyi's got some tactics in store here. What do you do in this situation? Well, defend with the rook. This is the best move in the position, but now pawn to f6. And yeah, black's going to lose a piece. There's no way to save both the knights as there are two attackers here. And now this knight is attacked, so we have this discovered attack. Best move to play, or at least one of the most solid moves, is just knight captures on f6. But of course, the other knight on e7 falls with rook captures e7. And Lu Maoyi is now up 2 points. We have pawn to a6 now by black. And Lu Maoyi goes ahead and plays the best possible move, just advancing the pawn to b6. We have knight to d5 now, attacking the rook and that pawn. Lu Maoyi captures the b7 pawn. And now we have rook a to b8 here, challenging Lu Maoyi's rook. Lu Maoyi goes ahead and captures the rook with rook captures b8. We have rook captures b8 by black as well. And now Lu Maoyi plays the best possible move, just pawn to b7. And we have rook captures b7. That's the best way to go for black. And now bishop to g2, pinning the knight and the rook together. No problem. Black can go ahead and defend the knight with rook to b5 here. But Lu Maoyi goes ahead and attacks the rook. And with pawn to a4, we have rook to c5 now by black. And Lu Maoyi just goes ahead and captures the knight. Just simplifying the position. She's up a piece, you know, just get the knight off the board. This is the best possible move in the position is bishop captures d5. We have rook captures d5 by black. And now Lu Maoyi advances her king to f2. You got to get the kings into a game in a situation like this. So she's just activating the king and freeing up her rook at the same time. We have pawn to d3 by black. Really not much that can be done in this position, so this is as good as anything. Lu Maoyi plays pawn to e3 here now. And it's suggested by the engineer, we better just go ahead and play pawn to e4, kicking the rook, but we'll go ahead and continue. We have pawn to f5 by black, and now Lu Maoyi brings her rook to c1. We have pawn to g5 by black, and Lu Maoyi goes ahead and raises her rook up to the 6th rank with rook to c6. King now to h7 by black, and Lu Maoyi picks up the a pawn. Now she's got an outside pass pawn. Black plays rook to c5 here, and Lu Maoyi plays rook to d6 here. And it is in this position on move 33 that the Serbian master does resign the game. There's really not much that can be done here. You can't really stop this pawn. You got the bishop and the rook going to be able to work on that. This pawn is about to fall, and black's king is just way out of the position. So the black's king's not going to be able to do much. And yeah, white's king is going to be more active. There's just no way to play this for black. So it does make sense that this Serbian master did resign the game to Lu Maoyi. Anyway, thank you for joining me for that. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and join me as I will be doing game reviews every day. Lu Maoyi's games, as well as the ongoing Tata Steel tournament, which is also going on right now for the next week or so. Some of the best players of the world playing that. I will cover every decisive game from the Tata Steel, so do follow me for that. But yeah, please like, subscribe, join me. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.